Welcome back to the Sunday Dinner Chef. Today is going to be 3 components that we're going to be putting together. I'll show you how to do it, the prep work, to be making homemade pasta with shrimp and garlic sauce. Let's get started. Okay, right here, I'm going to be making a compound butter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these cloves of garlic, I'm going to run them through my blender, and then I'm going to mix it in with some butter, some parsley. Now, this is going to be the basis of the sauce, okay? I'm going to show you the method to my madness a little further on down the road. Okay, incorporating the garlic, the parsley, softened butter. I'm going to mix this up, and I'm going to put this into a log, I'm going to roll it up, and it's going to get put in a refrigerator to stiffen back up again. Okay, I take a piece of saran wrap, or film paper, whatever you want to call it. Now, what I do is I take a wet rag, put it on the cutting board. This way, the plastic wrap will stay in place, won't move until I'm ready to start rolling. I'm going to put this in a log type of format here. I'm going to start rolling it and pressing it together. Okay, there it is. Both of them are done. I will be using that little one for service today. Service for my cooking today. I still think I'm in a restaurant. Nothing better than homemade pasta, whether you eat in a restaurant or at home. Very simple. 2 cups of flour, 3 eggs, a little bit of salt, olive oil, and if you need, add a little bit of water to it. Pretty simple. Run it through your food processor. I find you could do it by hand if you want, but you know what? It takes a lot of time. I'd rather do it this way. Now, back in the day, we used to have, we used to not go through a lot of pasta because it wasn't really a pasta house or Italian restaurant. It was a seafood and steakhouse, basically. Later on in my career, I started working in an Italian restaurant, and it was a little bit different because everything was with pasta. So, this process right here, like I said, super simple. Put it up. If you put it in a food processor, it goes much faster. A lot of people frown on it, but you know what? Hey, I'm retired, but I have the time to do it. But you know what? I don't want to. So I'm gonna roll this out, knead it up as quick as I can. I'm showing this real fast here because I want to move on to other things. Knead it up, a little bit of flour. Don't put too much flour in it. Wrap it up in some saran wrap, clear wrap, real tight. Put it in the refrigerator overnight, and the next day we'll deal with it. Okay, it's 24 hours later, and what we're going to be doing is we'll be taking it out of the refrigerator, and we're going to get this ready for rolling. Now, the reason why I'm showing you all this stuff here is it's pretty basic stuff. I'll be cutting this into quarters. I'll be using 1 or 2 of them, one for the smaller pasta and one for the larger. I'll put the other 2 in the freezer for another day. This is all prep work that would get done in the morning. If you had a lunch service in your restaurant, all right, you would get that done between, you would prep for lunch, and then after lunch, you'd prep for dinner. So there's a lot of work that goes on in between, so it's a long day. So I would start like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and I would go to 11:30, 12, sometimes till 2 in the morning, because we also had a bar and we served a lot of the bar food at night. So it was a long, long, long day, 7 days a week. You have to be young to do this kind of work. Anyway, I'm going to show this real fast here, how to roll this out. Get as thin as you can and then cut it. I'm going to cut this one into probably 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch slices. That would be the pappardelle. And the other one was just an experiment to see if I could get it a little bit smaller, but I didn't have the proper cutter. This is all done by hand, by the way, so yeah, don't fault me for not looking like the real thing. Well, there you have it, dried pasta. I used this rack, it's an oven rack, actually for a pan. And I'll put the pappardelle on there to dry. You have to dry it out a little bit or else it'll turn to mush when you first put it into the pan. Now, into this pot, getting ready to start boiling it, I'm going to put 3 or 4 tablespoons of salt. Salt is a component in the water. You don't want to put oil in it. This helps cook it much faster. Now, if you notice, I have a little bit of water in the pot. Don't overwhelm your pot with water because it's going to take that much longer to boil and to cook it. Less amount is better. Shrimp, 1620. I buy these frozen, shell on, tail on, and deveined. So what I'm doing here is I'm opening up my shrimp. Back in the day, I learned a hard lesson that when you make shrimp, they all got to cook at the same time. That's why I open it up. Into the pan right here, I have the compound butter. Compound butter is garlic, I showed you before, raw garlic, butter, some parsley, a little bit of salt and pepper in it. And this is the sauce. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is the sauce for the night, all right? So I got the water boiling. I'm getting ready to drop in. Now, this is the smaller pasta, the smaller size pasta. Now, this is going to be for the chef. Now, in a small pan, I already have the compound butter that you've seen earlier. So get that ready. That's the sauce. And what happens is now I'm going to put that in there for us. Method to my madness number 2. I started out cooking this little bit of pasta because I wanted the starchy water for the sauce. Now, following my channel, I like cast iron. I use a lot of cast iron. Did it in a restaurant. Loved it. All right. This pan here has got a little bit of olive oil in it. Okay. I'm going to add some of that compound butter. Now, this is the method. All right. Compound butter, raw garlic. And rather than cooking garlic up ahead of time and trying to... No, everything is in that butter. That, like I said, keep stressing. That is the sauce. So if you're having a dinner party at home and you have 4 or 6 people that you're cooking dinner for, you can't make one plate at a time. Everybody's going to look at you like you're a nut. All right? So the method here is use that compound butter for the sauce. You can make all the shrimp that you want for 4 or 6 people. All right? And then you can make one big pan of the sauce. Now, I'm going to use the pasta to go into the pan after it's cooked, but I'm going to put the shrimp into another pan with the same sauce. You following me? I hope it's not too complicated. So the whole idea is that you sit down and eat dinner with everybody, especially at your home. So, I mean, some things die hard here, and I hope I'm not boring you with this, but the whole idea is to cook smart. Like I said, I showed you before, was all prep work. This is the cook time. This whole thing right here is probably, once everything is ready to use, this whole thing is probably 10 minutes. And that would be for a party of 4. All right, we're taking the shrimp now to the other level. As you can see how they open up, they're curling up, and each side is being cooked. Now, I put a little bit of the sauce in there right now. I'm going to add a little bit of the pasta water. I didn't put the other pasta in yet. I'm going to add a little bit of the pasta water to the sauce. Now, on the bottom of that pan, I'm getting a little fond from the shrimp. So I'm going to have that shrimp flavor that's going to go along with the sauce. Stir it around a little bit, and I'm taking that shrimp out, and that's going to go into a smaller pan with the same component. I'm going to put a little dollop of that compound butter, the sauce, into the smaller pan where the shrimp is. I'll put a little bit of pasta water in, help thicken it up a little bit, and just let that sit, okay? It'll start cooking a little bit from its own heat, and then I'll put the pasta in, and we're gonna roll on from there. Now you can see the sauce is thickening up now just from the butter and from also the pasta water. I'm going to keep adding in because now you've got to understand it's cooking, and as it's cooking, it's getting thicker. We don't want it too thick. Now into the boiling water, I'm going to be putting in the pappardelle. Now this is going to take probably two minutes to 3 minutes. You don't want to overcook this. Now right there, I have some cornstarch. This is the secret, okay? A little cornstarch and water, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put cornstarch in with lemon and lime juice, okay? The two components, the acid and the thickener, is going to add to the sauce right here. It will not break on you. The whole idea is now, I'm making this thing here for two. This is a dinner for two. There's 12 shrimp, and the pasta is going to be enough for two. As you can see, I have the same sauce that just from the heat of the pasta water. The stove is not turned on, just to get that shrimp hot. Get the same flavors as the other sauce. So there it is right there. I have everything working together. One shot, 2 people will be served at the same time. Very fast, very easy. Now it's just a process of thickening it up, and then we're going to plate it. So as you can see, as I'm moving the spoon around, you'll see a little trail. You can see the bottom of the pan. It doesn't come together that quick. That means the sauce is nice and thick. It's where you want it to be. I'm going to add a little bit more pasta water to it because I want this to fill up a little bit more and coat all the pasta. So the shrimp, the pasta, and the sauce all have the same amount of taste, but you don't have it swimming in a bowl of sauce. Okay, now with that said, if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. I will answer it. I hope I didn't go too fast. I hope I explained myself a little bit to you. And don't be afraid to tell me if I'm not getting through or I don't explain enough. So this is a brand new channel. I did this for many years, and I want to help people do this kind of stuff at home. Restaurant quality at home. All right, pappardelle is done. Into the pan it goes into the sauce. All right. I'm going to add a little Tommy spice to it. Now, I'm going to just mix this around. You don't want to overdo it. Don't want to overcook the pasta. And just mix this around in with the sauce. Let let the sauce adhere to the fresh pasta. And we're going to plate this. Okay, this is my favorite part of it, getting ready to sit down and eat. Now, as you can see on the side there, on the pan, the pappardelle had actually took up most of the sauce, which is what I want. Now, my wife actually threw in a couple extra shrimp, so there's actually 14 shrimp. But the whole purpose is to make your plate look really nice. So you eat with your eyes first. When you see something, ooh, that's going to be good. All right. So presentation has a lot to do with it. I don't have any kind of fresh components because I haven't been out to the store lately, but usually I'll finish this off with some either basil or something. You can do whatever you want with it. This has a little bit of a citrus taste to it. I use lemon and lime juice from the lemons and from a lime. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of the sauce to it, not much, because it's actually all here. It really smells really good. So I'm going to add a little essence to it, make the plate look a little prettier. Put a piece of lemon on, and you know what? It's time to eat. Listen, everybody, thank you so much for following. I appreciate all the new subscribers. I'm here to show you how to make restaurant quality food at home. 1, 2, 3, very easy, from soup to nuts. Hit that like and subscribe button. It really helped me out. If you have any questions, please hit me up. I appreciate it. Take care. See you next Sunday.